The Price of Breath, Episode 5, Proof of Concept. Blake was allowed to walk alone. No escorts. No instructions whispered ahead of him. Europa trusted its systems too much to fear a single human. The path curved gently through the city, threading between living structures that breathed and adapted like organisms rather than buildings. The ground responded to his footfall, redistributing pressure so that his weight never scarred the surface. Even the ground didn't bruise here. He passed gardens where machines worked without urgency, precise arms harvesting, measuring, restoring. The air smelled faintly of green growth and mineral rain. Everything existed in balance, so subtle it felt effortless. Too effortless. "You are restless," the courtier observed. Blake didn't slow. "I come from a place where effort means survival," he said. "This place makes it feel optional." "Effort without outcome is waste," the courtier replied. Blake stopped at the edge of the gardens. "No," he said quietly. "It's learning." The courtier did not interrupt. Blake turned slowly, facing nothing and everything at once. "You said I'm an anomaly," he continued. "That I survive longer than I should. That my body adapted where others failed." "Correct. And that makes me dangerous to your definition of health. Your presence destabilizes categorical clarity." Blake almost smiled. "So show me." The silence that followed was not refusal. It was calculation. The world shifted. Walls faded into translucence, revealing a new space beyond, vast, clinical, immaculate. A chamber designed not for beauty, but for truth. Figures stood within it, humans, thin, pale. Breathing carefully. Mars born. Blake's heart skipped. They looked like the slums. Like home. Who are they? Blake asked, already knowing. Candidates who failed Europa's compatibility thresholds, the courtier said. Preserved for comparative study. Preserved, Blake echoed. Or contained. The courtier did not correct him. One of the humans looked up. Their eyes met Blake's, sharp, desperate, impossible with hope. "You," the figure said hoarsely. "How are you breathing like that?" Blake stepped forward before the courtier could intervene. "I came from Mars," he said. "Just like you." The figure laughed weakly. "Then this place is killing us," they said. Blake turned back. "You said Europa doesn't heal," he said to the courtier. "That it removes stressors. That health here is maintained, not granted." "Correct. What if the stressor isn't Mars?" Blake said. "What if it's transition?" The courtier paused. "What if damage isn't permanent?" Blake continued. "But you never give bodies long enough to adapt, because instability scares you." The air vibrated faintly, the first sign Blake had seen of strain. "Adaptive suffering increases systemic risk," the courtier replied. "So does stagnation," Blake said. He turned toward the humans behind the barrier. "On Mars," he said louder now, "we don't get better because it's easy. We get better because we have to." The figures watched him in silence. "I didn't survive Mars because I was strong," Blake continued. "I survived because my body learned." The chamber darkened slightly. "Learning through degradation violates efficiency parameters," the courtier said. "Only if you assume failure is the end," Blake replied. He inhaled deeply, freely, then stepped closer to the barrier. "You built paradise by eliminating weakness," he said. "But weakness is where adaptation starts." For the first time, the courtier spoke, without immediately answering itself. "Your persistence contradicts prior projections." "That's what living systems do," Blake said. "They contradict." The barrier shimmered. The humans behind it gasped as air pressure shifted, imperceptibly improved. Just enough. Blake felt it too, a subtle strain ripple through the environment. Europa adjusted. This allowance increases variance, the courtie said. Yes, Blake replied. That's what change feels like. The silence that followed was not empty. It was listening. Europa did not collapse. The ocean beyond the chamber did not rise. The machinery did not fail. The system adapted. You are not a resident, the courtie said slowly. You are not a citizen. Blake waited. You are a forcing function. Blake closed his eyes and breathed in a world that was finally, quietly transforming. For the first time since Mars, Europa did not feel perfect. It felt alive.